So today, well, welcome back. Hope you had a nice spring break. So today we're going to begin ecology. And before we get into it, there's certain vocabulary that you need to understand, as with all of the biology chapters. And so, first two vocab words are the biotic factors and abiotic factors. So bio means living, like biology is the study of living things. So abiotic factors, bio, and then TIC, biotic factor, just means a living thing. So am I a biotic factor? The answer is yes, because I'm alive. Would the fish in the tank be biotic factors? Yes. How about the water in the tank? No, because water is not alive. How about the air? No, those things are not biotic. So if something is not biotic, what is it? It's abiotic. The same word, but with an A in front of it. So we have abiotic, which means not alive, and then biotic, which means alive. And do I, as a biotic factor, need abiotic factors? Yeah, of course. I need air, I need water, I need heat. Air, water, heat, all those things are abiotic factors. So I'm a biotic factor, an organism that needs abiotic factors to survive. I need water, I need air, I need heat, etc. So the first concept is biotic and abiotic, living and non-living. And these things interact in ecology all the time. So there's interaction between biotic factors and abiotic factors. And then the next concept we need to go over is the concept of ecological organization. So, for example, in the army, you have a soldier, and that soldier is then organized into a small group. If you need like a small group of soldiers, like maybe let's say you need 5 soldiers, then you would call them a squad. So you have a soldier, then you have a squad, small group, and then you have a little bigger group, and there would be like a platoon. That might be like, I don't know, 30 soldiers, bigger group. And then you have a company that's like a bigger group yet. So if you need a company to do something, then you're talking about, maybe 125, 150, depending on the companies. You're talking about a lot of people. And if you need more than that, then there's another level. Then there's a battalion. That's like a lot of people. Then you got like a brigade. That's like a lot of people. Then you got the whole army. That's like everybody. So those are levels of organization. At school, you have levels of organization. You have an individual is a student, and then you have them organized. I have to be organized by table groups, and then you're organized as a classroom, and then all the classes make up the school. So why do I say this? Because in ecology, there's also an organization, levels of organization. So one living thing, one organism is called an individual. So you got an individual, like a fish. Over here you have a bison, right? So one individual animal, one individual plant, one living thing is an individual, an organism, an individual. And then the next level is a group of that same individual. So a bunch of bison, like a herd of bison, would be a population of bison. Now, what if there was a cow in there? That would not be part of the population. What if there are birds flying? That's not part of the population. A population is a group of individuals that can have children, and their children can have children. So it must be a group of individuals that can keep the population going. So it can't be like a 2 different species. That wouldn't work. It has to be individuals that can mate and have kids, and then their kids have kids, and their kids have kids, etc. So these bison, they could do that. You could leave these bison for a while, and they would increase in numbers. So that means they are a population. So you got the individual, a bunch of that same individual, same type as a population. But then how about the other living things? How about the grass? That's a living thing. And the birds, that's a living thing. How about other, like horses? Well, all these guys living together, interacting. Like here it says hawk, snake, bison, prairie dogs, grass, all of the different things that interact together in one place, that live together, those have a name. Those are called a community. So a community is a bunch of living things that interact, but they're all alive. So the air is not part of the community. If there were any rocks, they would not be part of the community. If there was water, it would not be part of the community. The community is just the living things that interact in that environment. Then we get to the ecosystem. Well, the ecosystem looks like the same thing almost, except for now we got other things. We got the stream counts as part of the ecosystem, the rocks, the air, the sunlight, the heat, everything that's in that environment, including the abiotic factors, including the non-living things, that's called the ecosystem. So at the community level, everything is alive. Everything you can list at the community level is alive. So in this picture, they listed a hawk, a snake, a bison, a prairie dog, grass. These are all living things. When you get to the ecosystem, then you have non-living things. You have abiotic factors, like the rocks, the air, the stream, the heat, the sunlight. Those things, along with the hawk and the snake and the bison and prairie dog, those things all together make up the ecosystem. And then the largest level of organization is the biosphere. And that's everywhere on the planet where you find life. So that would extend a little bit in the dirt, a little bit in the crust of the planet, because some things live like mole rats or worms. Some things live in the dirt. So as far as you can find life as you dig down on the planet, that's part of the biosphere. And that extends a little bit into the atmosphere, into the air, where living things also exist, like bugs and birds and things that can fly. Well, those things exist above the crust, that exist in the atmosphere. So that's also part of the biosphere. So the biosphere is the part of the earth that contains life, where all the ecosystems are. So that's the biosphere. Every place on our sphere, on our planet, that has life. And then that's it. And now we can move on to more interesting stuff.